it's kind of found a home. So I feel like the speculators are out. Now the people that are really serious about the technology are staying in because they know that there's going to be another rise.
Welcome to another episode, and in this episode I am happy to be joined by Letitia Reyna of the Crypto Cafe, and we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and its effect on real estate and how you can apply it in real estate. So first of all, welcome, Letitia.
Thank you so much for
Good to be
making
with
the
you.
drive down here to San Antonio.
I love it. I love me some San Antonio.
Yeah.
You know this. And of course my family lives here. I live in Austin, but my family lives here, including my granddaughter. So I've been following you for a while. This whole cryptocurrency industry space has been very curious to me, and I'll start off by confessing I'm a novice at it. So we're going to turn to the expert on that. Particularly, I want to know how it affects real estate and how real estate investors and such can use the crypto space to acquire real estate, what that impact is and so forth. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, sure.
Okay, but that's most of our listeners are in the real estate space, so I want that application, right? But first of all, tell us who you are.
Okay.
And then we'll go to
Okay,
crypto.
sure. So my name is Letitia Reyna. I am a realtor as well. I've been in real estate 5 years now, but a couple of years I kind of stumbled upon Bitcoin. I was doing a lot of networking events, and a gentleman came in and said, "Hey, have you ever heard of Bitcoin?" And I was like, "I've never even heard of it." But I was very interested because, like a lot of real estate investors, you're always kind of looking for that next way to really make a good investment. So I did some research on it, and lo and behold, within like 3 months, I was working for a startup in San Antonio, and we were doing crypto mining and trading cryptocurrencies, and we built a whole team to do that. And then last year we started thinking about it would be really great to do a cryptocurrency show because, like you, a lot of people have kind of heard about it, but they don't know what it is, right? So our show is really mostly educational. It's very entertaining, but it's mostly educational. So every week we pick a topic on cryptocurrencies, and we let people know how they can apply them to their daily lives, how they can invest in them, how they can make money with them. And then most recently, my last show that I did was out in California at Venice Beach, and I met a lady. Her name is Piper Moretti, and she sold more homes with cryptocurrency than anyone in the United States. She's the top 10 women in crypto right now. She's been featured in tons of magazines. So she has really found a niche where there's people out there that have cryptocurrency. They bought it when it was, Bitcoin was like $100, and now it's worth $6,500. So they're taking that opportunity to really convert it into US dollars and purchase homes with it. So that's kind of her specialty.
Single family residences?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, great.
Or in all kinds. You can do all kinds.
But her application
But her
is single
application
family.
is single family, yes.
But as we've talked, its application is everywhere,
Exactly.
including multifamily
Yes, it is.
and big developments. Okay.
Yes, huge development.
Yeah. So, all right. So, for the novice, what is crypto? Where did it start? How does one get involved? Let's just evolve this conversation.
So, Bitcoin came on the scene about 10 years ago. Okay, an anonymous person actually introduced Bitcoin. His name was Satoshi Nakamoto. So he wrote the white paper. He introduced it, and it's the blockchain technology.
If he's anonymous, how do we know his name?
Well,
now we know his name.
We do know his name, but
Okay,
we don't know
all
who
right.
he actually is because that's not really.
That's his.
So it's an anonymous
stage
person
name.
known as Satoshi Nakamoto.
Of course.
So a lot of people think it's a group of people that did it because so much work was put into this white paper, and it's basically just blockchain technology. So it's really being applied in everyone's everyday lives. So right now, IBM has 89 patents on blockchain technology. Every industry is starting to adopt it. So for the people that say, "Oh, Bitcoin's going away," for people to say Bitcoin's going away, it's not going away. It is all over the world. So that's what's really different about the currency. It's a digital currency, but it's in every country. So like now we have the US dollar. So if the dollar tanks and all your investments are in the dollar, which is one of the reasons that I decided to put that in my portfolio, because right now I have my home, right? But it's valued in US dollars. My 401k, even though it's with some mutual funds, it's valued in US dollars, right? So everything that I have, my entire savings, everything that I own, all the property that I own is valued in a dollar. So with cryptocurrencies, it's actually an international currency that I can use anywhere. You can send it anywhere, like you load it onto a phone, So your wallet is on your telephone, is on your phone. So you don't have to go into a bank account to open up an account. You just download your wallet, you put your crypto on it. I want to go down the street and buy some gas at the gas station. I can take that money and put it onto a debit card and pay for my gas with my cryptocurrency. It's
Nice.
that easy. So
Nice.
it's being used everywhere.
And so, I think one of the key features about it is that it's not that it's not traceable, but that it's less traceable.
Well, see, it's
Then-
not though, but that's kind of a myth because
Okay.
everybody thought in the beginning that it was the dark web and people were doing this for drug transactions and things like this.
Right.
But really, when you see people get busted at the border, they have, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cash, right? They don't have cryptocurrency. But it can be traced because it goes back to your email address. And that's the thing about blockchain. It records every single transaction, so you can trace it back to where it originated.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And there are a variety of cryptocurrencies.
Right. There's
For
over
ex-
1,500 of them.
Okay. And so the most commonly known of those are
Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is like the gold standard. So that's how you exchange other currencies is through Bitcoin.
okay.
So, and the second one's probably Ethereum, and that's where they write a lot of smart contracts. So I'll just give you an example of what Ethereum, like smart contracts, what they do. So a couple of years ago, IBM and Walmart decided to do a project. It's called the Mango Project. So they went to Mexico, they used 32 farms, and they decided to figure out how they would develop a blockchain technology that could handle supply chain management. Because that's one of the problems for big companies like Walmart. If there is an outbreak of some type of E. coli, they have to figure out where all this fruit came from, who has it, what stores has it, where it is, right? So that takes them it takes them a while to do that. So it basically, Walmart, it will take them 7 days to figure out from the time they picked up something to the consumer, just to figure out where it is, right? With this blockchain technology that IBM wrote, they can figure it out in 2 seconds.
Well, nice.
It's just they entered in the data's there because it's all secured and it's kept on the blockchain, and every transaction is verified by an anonymous computer.
Okay.
So
So how does one? First of all,
Not anonymous,
I'm
but-
still intrigued by your big
yes.
your big screen over here. You can't see this on the but basically this is this today's trading?
This is today's trading, yes. So Bitcoin right now is trading at 65.79. Ethereum is the next largest in volume. It's at $223. But a lot of people, when they look at these numbers, they say, oh, Bitcoin, it's gone and it's not making money. When I bought into Bitcoin, it was $800. So I got it at $800. It went on this meteoric rise last year after Thanksgiving. Everybody talked about it at Thanksgiving, I think, on the table. And it went up to almost $20,000 in December, and now it's leveled back off of around $6,500. Okay. So it's kind of found a home. So I feel like the speculators are out. Now the people that are really serious about the technology are staying in because they know that there's going to be another rise. But right now it's been kind of flat for a while, but it didn't go away. So.
Okay. So how does one get Bitcoin? How do they get into it?
So,
how is it traded?
Okay, so here's how you get into it. In the United States anyway, there is a company called Coinbase, and that's where most people buy their Bitcoin. So you go, you register for an account, they do a know your customer, you link your account to it, your checking or savings account or wherever you're getting the money sent to.
What is that account again?
It's called Coinbase.
Coinbase.com?
Yeah,
or
Coinbase.com.
Yeah, we're going to put that in the show notes. We'll put notes in the show,
sure.
okay?
So they are the
Coinbase.com.
largest, so you can go buy your cryptocurrencies from them. There are actually local dealers that will sell you cryptocurrency because people mine it, right? So and we'll go into that in a few minutes, but people mine cryptocurrency at their house. Lots of college students do. You can go to Topgolf over here, and half the waiters there are UTSA students, and you talk to them about crypto. They'll say, hey, do you guys know what crypto is? They'll, oh yeah, we're mining it in our dorm room. So they do that there. So they can make a little bit of coin, and then it goes into a digital wallet, and then they can sell it to you.
Okay, so what is mining?
So mining is where you go in and you have computers. They're A6 computers, and there's X11 miners, D3 amp miners. So these miners are plugged into pools, and they're trying to solve mathematical equations, and when they do, they're awarded a coin.
Okay.
So you say, why would that happen? Let's just say, for example, if you are Amazon and it's Christmas time, you don't want to go rent a whole bunch of different computers to do your job, right? So they get this information from them. And so that's one way they harvest some of the information. But they do specific things too. So like if you look at an Ethereum miner, it does smart contracts, right? So you write a smart contract. And so what that means is that, for example, in real estate, a lot of people are doing real estate contracts, but these contracts can't be changed. So if you had just think about a transaction in real estate. If you had a smart contract, the people would put their money in at the beginning, and then once it went through the whole process, everybody is immediately paid once the title search is done, once the buyer's write off on it. So they make sure that all those, sorry, I'm talking with my hands. So once all of those transactions, so once all those transactions are done, everybody is immediately paid. So there's no way to defraud it. So that's what smart contracts do. They make sure that those type of transactions happen the way they're supposed to.
All right, so let's do the application for real estate, because that's really what I'm interested in.
Yeah, and there's lots of different companies all over the world that are writing different applications. So there's a company that we interviewed last month called BrickBit. They're out of Italy, and they have a lot of architects from Sweden and Switzerland and different countries that help them develop their product. And so their product will be ready in about 18 months, and theirs is a real estate digital asset. So what this does, this allows people to invest in big projects. So if you're building condominiums and you're a small investor and you only have $10,000, but you'd like to be part of that deal, you're going to buy $10,000 worth of their real estate digital asset, and then you have a piece of that building.
Now, is the return on that digital coin, is it based on the returns of the property and the returns of, or the increase or decrease of Bitcoin itself?
No, that particular one is tied to that property development.
Mm-hmm. Only the property?
The property development.
Okay,
right.
So once they're in with let's use your example. Once they're in with $10,000 of crypto, of Bitcoin, mm-hmm. then their $10,000 is set. It's not gauged by the market, the crypto market. It's gauged by the performance of the asset.
Right, and that asset is tied. That asset and that development is tied to that particular coin that they put together for that project. So they just created a cryptocurrency for this project. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's almost like crowdfunding. If you think of it like that.
Okay,
yeah.
So the cryptocurrency though can be used for any real estate transaction.
Yes.
What I'm hearing you say is that this particular group tied a group of cryptocurrency to that asset.
Right. They wrote their own code.
Cryptocurrency code.
Yeah, for this one project.
I got you.
And so they've made it where they've had it where you can plug in. So if you have 10 different projects, you can just plug into their platform and have 10 different projects going with 10 different groups of coins.
Okay.
So it's really like crowdfunding, but it's a very simple way to do it. And then people will be able to participate and get other people to participate. So it's actually a very brilliant idea.
Okay, so let's just say someone has, I think before the show we were talking about $50,000.
Right.
They have $50,000 worth of cash laying around,
mm-hmm.
and they want to put it into an investment.
Right.
So let's just say they want to put it into a syndication to go buy, development of an asset, right? So how can they use that $50,000 cash in a cryptocurrency way? I mean, what would be the benefits?
Well, right now what we're seeing is, so those projects that people are working on, all of them are kind of in the beginning stages and they're not quite ready. What we're seeing as far as real estate transactions with cryptocurrency is that a lot of people have bought cryptocurrency already. Especially people from different countries that want to move to the United States. It's much easier for them to get their money here if it's in crypto.
That makes total sense, yeah.
Because when you come to the United States and you have lots of cash, it takes a while for you to make it ready so that you can use it. Sometimes. I don't know if you work.
No, well, there's government
right.
accountability
exactly.
as well
so,
when a foreigner or anyone for that matter,
big money,
deposits a bunch of money into
a
federally reserved bank.
Right. So a lot of people, to bypass that step, is that they're buying homes with cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So a lot of them are just trying to broker the deal with the buyer, because a lot of people see the uptake in crypto and then it's a good investment. So a lot of people, especially in California, and I feel like a lot of it's because a lot of Mexican nationals are moving to that area and they have a lot of cryptocurrency because their recent elections years ago, peso fell a lot, and you can go into almost
it makes
any
total
city.
sense for them to.
So they said, let's invest
yeah.
in something. We don't want to invest in dollars if we can't take it across the border, so let's invest in crypto. So a lot of them bought crypto when it was really low, and they've made tons of money on it, and so now they have $500,000 in cryptocurrency. It's easy for them to just go buy a house from somebody that'll take it. Mm-hmm. So that transaction is really easy to do.
So then the seller has to be willing to accept crypto.
Right.
And then once they have the crypto in their possession as part of the sale, as part of the transaction, then they get to reap the benefits or not of whatever crypto does because
Correct.
they have that in their possession.
Right, but they at the same time they could go next day if they had a Coinbase account and sell it for what it was worth. So I mean, if they sell it within a week, I mean, unless there's a drastic drop in the market, which crypto's been so steady the last 12 months.
But they would accept it at
6
its
months.
current value.
Right,
current
yeah.
market
So
value.
it would be the current market value. That's what they would do the transaction with,
Uh-huh.
and then the next day they could go sell it on Coinbase and get the cash if they didn't want the crypto.
How about government intervention? Is the government going to
They're trying, you know, the
to
SEC
start
is
really managing
all,
this?
You know, I think they just don't know what to do because they've had so many meetings and, you know,
It's too new?
week it's new and they don't, you know, one day it's currency, one day it's an asset. They don't know what they're going to do with it.
Well,
But
they're
as
trying-
it continues to grow, I mean, they're going to regulate it one way or the other.
They're going to regulate it because they got to figure out what's in it for them.
Right.
Or once they do
They
figure
want
out.
to tax it.
what's
They got to
re-
figure it out. And they're already taxing it. I
Yes.
mean, even if you invest
Well,
in
you would
crypto.
tax the gain.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
But the actual possession of the crypto, is that where they're trying to do? Figure out the taxation on it?
right.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So lots of people working on that right now. So we're hoping that they keep,
Okay.
you know.
Wow.
That's
So-
why they call it the Wild West.
Well, you know, if you think about time, okay, my first question a long time ago is, what is crypto? How do I touch it,
You
feel it?
don't.
You know, how do I pull it out of my money clip? You don't do that with crypto.
Right.
It's like the internet. It's there. We know it's there. It's great. But where's the internet?
Right.
It's
And that's
a-
the hardest thing when I very first got in this too, is like when I was explaining to people, because I would have like weekly meetings around town in San Antonio, trying to get everybody just kind of involved in it, because I do think it's like the future of everything. But, you know, that was the hardest thing because they're like, so I'm going to give you $2,000 and I'm going to buy something that I can't see and I can't feel. And I think that's the hardest part. But when you think about now the way banks work, you know, they do fractional reserve banking, right? You put your money in the bank. If you go put $10,000 in the bank, your $10,000 is not in the bank. The next day they've lent that money out and then they've lent it out again and again and again.
Right.
So you really don't have $10,000 in the bank. You have $10,000 on it.
On a promissory note.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
on a ledger. And that's what cryptocurrencies are. It's a digital ledger network.
Okay.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not backed up by anything. It's backed up by the people that invest in it, that they believe that it's actually, you know, a real thing.
Mhm.
But that's kind of the US dollar too. We don't have gold backing it up anymore either. It's just our trust that, you know, which is unfortunate because, you know, the dollar has diminished. Now it's worth 3 cents. If you look from the beginning of time
Right.
to now, with inflation, it's worth 3 cents. So when people tell
So we
me
just print more money.
we keep printing money, but so,
Right.
and that's one of the things about cryptocurrency. There's a finite number of Bitcoin. And
Until someone
I
comes
think
up
I
with
can't
some
remember
more.
what the years. No, there's only when they wrote the blockchain to create Bitcoin. There's a finite number. So I think it's 20. I should know this. I should have had more coffee this morning. I think it's like 2030 or 2020. There's a point where there will not be any more Bitcoin,
Okay.
and that's why people that have it, a lot of you will just keep it and they have it on cold wallets versus hot wallets. So my phone is a hot wallet, but I can take it off my crypto out of my phone and put it away in a cold wallet where it's not online, so that no one can get it.
Okay, but you can't use it.
No, because
But you can bring it back out of the cold.
you can bring it. You can bring it out of the cold wallet. Yeah.
Of course.
But you know, when it hits its max, where there's no more to be printed or to be mined, it's going to go up in price substantially at that point.
Awesome.
So
Okay,
that's why everybody's doing it.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about it
Okay.
in a moment.
Okay.
We'll come back in just a moment because I want to know about the future
Okay.
and the future of, you know, the currency. And I still want to know more about the future of the real estate
Okay.
and currency.
Sounds
And we'll
good.
come back in just a moment and do that.
Okay. Sounds great. It's like, dang it.
Okay, we're back. So the future. By the way, I'm with Letitia Reyna of Crypto Cafe. So Crypto Cafe, how can we get a hold of you?
Okay, so we have a Facebook page, Crypto Cafe TV. Our YouTube channel is at Crypto Cafe TV, and we have daily updates on there. So make sure that you check it out and subscribe there to get everything about crypto. So
Yeah. So, and we'll put that in the show notes
okay,
as well.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, all contact information. So the future of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and well, let's go with that, and then we'll go real estate. Future of crypto.
I think it's very bright. I look at.
It's not going away. We
It's
know
not
this.
going away, and every day more and more companies are starting to embrace the technology in everything that they do. So I feel like there's a lot going to happen in the next couple of years. I feel like it's one of those things you should get in now if you want to, because the prices are going to continue to go up. Unfortunately, you kind of don't know how to get in, right? Because Bitcoin is the one everybody buys, and then they see they make a little bit of money on it, and then they want to start trading, and then they go to all these trading YouTube sites, and now they're all sad because they lost all their money because you are not traders. You know what I mean? You don't know enough about it to trade on your own. So there are some companies out there that will help you trade. So I feel like that would be your best bet. But I know multiple people, once you open up a Coinbase account, you start finding out about different, Coinbase only has a few coins on there, but there are other places that you can go, exchanges, and you can, trade all kinds of coins. And like I said, there's 1,500. So how do you know which ones are going to make it?
Do your homework.
So yeah.
Like everything else.
Yeah, it's tons too. So every coin has a white paper. So you have to read through the white paper, and it tells you what they're going to do with their project.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how you feel like it might be a really great investment.
Mm-hmm.
But I would never invest more than you can lose, like anything else. But I feel like it's going to really, really do well in the next couple of years.
Yeah, good. So if you're going to get in fund with a fund, check out the white paper.
Yeah, check out the white
the
paper.
People who are behind it,
Absolutely.
Their track record, their stability,
Right.
their business acumen, etc.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So real estate, and then we'll wrap it up. Real
That's
estate.
fine. No, yeah.
How do we use it? In your opinion, how do we use crypto to maximize real estate investments? What's the strategy there?
Well, I feel like as far as real estate goes, I feel like it's a little bit of a niche. I don't think lots and lots of people are going to be doing crypto real estate, but I do think that there are opportunities for people who want to, if you have properties, it's just like diversifying your portfolio. If you have properties and you have a buyer that wants to buy with crypto, I mean, it would be a great way to make a really good deal, especially if, I don't know about you, but in the past when people are, they have maybe 20 rental properties, they want to get rid of a couple of them. Why not take crypto for one or two of them to see where it's going to go? Because it'll give you a taste of the market, and you can get those sold fairly quickly with it. So I think that's a great option as well.
Seems like in the future, though, that just from using crypto, and like it'll create a historical pattern.
Right.
We'll be able to know, kind of like the dollar.
Oh, you mean how the value of
The
it?
value of it and its usability.
Well,
so
it went up last year a lot, and then it went back down, but it didn't go back down to zero. So, like I said, it's at $6,500. It's been between $6,000 and $8,000 since earlier this year. So it is definitely not going away. And I feel as more people become educated on it, more people are going to start investing in it. And it's weird in the States because I feel like the only people that really kind of got into it in the beginning were like all the techie people, right? All the developers and all the gamers, because all the kids that do gaming, a lot of these games that they play, it's the same type of stuff that you do to make blockchain. So they're doing it and they know how to do it, and it makes sense to them.
It's funny when you were talking about the UTSA students earlier.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, they're gamers. They should be able
They're
to
all
do
gamers.
that.
Yeah. So my daughter is my co-host in LA. Like when she was in high school, she played all those games. So she got introduced to this about 6 months ago. She didn't know anything about Bitcoin. And, she's speaking on panels in LA now because it's so natural for her, because she's been in she's been in the gaming space. So, they just have that brain, and it all makes sense to them.
Makes sense.
And, I can get into an elevator, and there'll be like 10 people in the elevator, and somebody will say, hey, what are you doing? I'll say, oh, I do Bitcoin. And everybody looks at me like they don't know what I'm talking about. But it's the 6-year-old kid that goes, Daddy, you know what that is. I do this on my games. So it's funny. Kids, they're going to grow up with this. So
Awesome.
it's not going to be different for them.
Yeah. Okay, so that's crypto, that's Bitcoin, that's real estate and crypto and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Tell us again how we can get a hold of you, and any questions.
And if you have any questions about any type of, there's lots of stuff going on out there. And one of the great things for me, this is just another natural segue from real estate investing, because it's investing in something that's a little bit different, but with high potentials to make a lot of money in it. So definitely you can contact me on Facebook at Crypto Cafe TV, and our YouTube is at Crypto Cafe TV. And we do have a website, cryptocafetv.com. So, give us a call.
Thank you very much, Letitia.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, that's our show for today. We'll catch
Bye,
you another
guys.
time. Facebook Live. Thanks. We'll see you.